Hey, fifth graders, it's Mr. Headington. I am bringing you your week 11 health assignment. And we are moving on with some bike safety for the next 2 weeks before we start our human growth and development unit. So some of you are like, yay, we don't have to talk about that for a while. That's fine. We'll get to that later. But I thought I'd share with you some of the bike safety stuff. As a fifth grader last year, you might have done bike safety at your school. I know Royal Oaks kids did get their bike safety unit in during gym. Northside, I don't remember if you guys got yours in or not. But anyways, I like to share stuff about bike safety, particularly with fifth graders. And I got a lot of fifth graders who are like, I already know how to ride a bike. Why do I have to learn this? Well, my suggestion is that you need to start thinking about something else besides riding a bike that you will be doing in a matter of 5 years from now, maybe some of you 6, and that is driving a car. And if you're going to take driver's ed in order to get your driver's license, there are things that you already will know from your bike safety stuff that you learned, particularly the street signs and rules of the road kind of things that you can carry over into your future so that you are successful at taking your driver's safety test. So that'd be awesome. So as we go through today, I've got 4 parts I want you to check through. We're going to start with part 1 together, and then the other 3 parts you do on your own. So part 1 is kind of the bike safety checklist, getting to know your bike. And really, if you have a bike that you've had for several years, and you've been using it frequently, or maybe you don't use it that frequently, every time you get your bike out, you should be checking certain things to make sure they're working properly, because you do not want to find out as you stroll down the street that your brakes don't work or that your chain's not right or something like that. So here's the things to think about. First one is kind of the diagram of what a bike is. 2 tires. It might have 3, or sometimes I have a friend who rides a unicycle, which is a one-wheel bike, but really those aren't really for in the street. It's more just a novelty thing. So anyways, bike wheels and tires, your chain and your gears, your saddle, which is your seat, the frame, which is the main part of the bike. You have a front fork. The stem is just where the handlebars attach to the steering part there. Some bikes have shocks to kind of soften bumps and stuff like that, particularly bikes that are kind of mountain bike related kind of things. Pedals, different types of pedals that we have. Some have clips that you can attach your biking shoe to. Only a few kids have those I've seen. And others just have just a normal pedal that's there. Brakes, there's 2 different types of brakes. One's called caliper brakes, which I have on my bike. They're up here kind of in this part or right here, and they pinch on the wheel when you apply the brakes. And the newer style is the disc brakes, which has this round part within the wheel and has a little mechanism in there to grab onto it. So disc brakes are much like car brakes sometimes. So then as you go through your bike to kind of check things, number one thing, check your tires and wheels. Make sure that they're pumped up enough and not flat. Make sure they don't have anything stuck in them. For the tires themselves, you can get grit and little gravel pieces stuck in there. But if there's things that are actually puncturing through it, you might be having a slow leak in it. And even though you pump it up and it's fine, a little while later it's flat again. Those are things you need to adjust to there. And if you just pick up your bike slightly and spin the wheels, not while you're on it, but the wheels should turn true, which means they're perfectly straight. If they kind of wobble a bit, there may need to be some adjustments done on those. Next, check your handlebars. They should not wobble. So when you move the handlebars, your front wheels should be moving too. So if your handlebars are moving, but your wheel's not, it needs to be adjusted and straightened for that too. Check your brakes. If you have hand brakes, much like these have here, hopefully you understand that if you have hand brakes, if you have a left and a right handbrake on your bike, one controls the front wheel, one controls the back wheel. You kind of need to know which one is which, because if you only slam on the front wheel for the brakes, you might find out that you will face plant into the pavement when your bike kind of tips a little bit forward. So using both the front and the back is the best way to go. And if you don't have handbrakes like this, you might have coaster brakes, which is using your pedals, and you just pedal backwards just slightly or press backwards on your pedals, and that will cause the back wheel to slower brake. And when I was a kid, I had a bike like that, and I was constantly just going as fast as I can down the sidewalk, slamming on my pedal brakes and leaving those big black tire marks on there. Yeah, it looks kind of cool and everything, but hey, one, you can slip and fall easily for that, and two, you're wearing your tires out way too fast. So next, check your chain. Make sure that the chain is on the sprockets, the little gears that are here, correctly. And if you have multi-gear bikes, like I have 21 speed bike, so I have 3 gears in the front, 7 gears in the back. My son just got a new bike that has 3 gears in front and 9 in the back, so he has a 27 speed bike. And some bikes only have one. Like you can adjust like little kids' bikes tend to have the ones where it's just 1 gear in the front, 1 in the back, so there's nothing adjustable on it. So just make sure that the chain is on. And chains can get kind of dirty, especially if you put a little oil or grease on it, the way they're supposed to be. But if you touch them, just make sure you have something to wash your hands off with when you're done. Check your saddle or your seat. Make sure it's not moving around, and make sure that it's not too high and not too low. You should be able to put both of your feet firmly on the ground when you're not pedaling, when you're sitting on the seat. And generally, I'd say if you can touch both toes to the ground from both feet, you're fine. If you have to lean one way to touch one foot and then lean the other way to touch the other foot, you can't touch both at the same time. It's probably too high for you. Next, check your lights. We have lights on our bike because there's occasions I ride in the evenings. You need to have a white front headlight by law if you ride after dark. And you also need to have reflectors on your bike. It's probably most important for you to have the reflectors at this point. The light is something you usually have to purchase additionally, but bikes generally come with the reflectors already on them. So there's one in the front that's white, one in the back that's red. There's some inside the spokes of your wheels, and then the pedals sometimes have like amber colored or orange colored ones. And the more reflective things you can have on your bike, the better, especially if you're riding in the evenings or at night. So as we kind of think about the things that you need to check for riding your bike, if you're going through those kind of things to think about and know that you're being safe, you're all set. But if you want to check out the other videos here, part 2 is a little video just to kind of teach you how to do those steps that I just talked about. And it's called ABC Quick Check. So A stands for air for your tires. B stands for brakes. C stands for chain, so making sure the chain is on correctly and not off. And then quick has to do with the quick release levers. There's little thumb levers that are on sometimes on your seat post and where the front and back tires attach to the bike. And if those are loose, they can easily come off. They don't come off like completely, but things won't work right if they're not tight. Then move on to part 3, which is learning about helmets. And I know a lot of you are like, I already know to wear a helmet. We did some stuff in skating, or you did spiking before. Just remember having that chin strap tight enough so that it's not going to fall off, and always be wearing your helmet. I see a lot of kids who just carry their helmet dangling from their handlebars rather than on their head. So be smart about wear your helmet. And then part 4 is from Brain Pop. Just kind of start thinking about rules of the road kind of thing there. So as you finish these 3, then you should go back into your seesaw lesson and complete the assignment there. I think I have one that's a picture of some kids riding a bike, and you need to find as many things that they're doing wrong in the picture as you can. And I think last time I did this, there was like 11 different things. Most kids are telling me like 2 or 3 things, but so you can find quite a few. And then there's also a chance to do a quick video of yourself doing your ABC Quick Check on your bike. So if you want to add that to the assignment, you can as well. So hopefully you guys are getting outside and enjoying the nice weather. I know it's kind of rainy this week, but man, I'm really looking forward to getting on my bike more. I might even be riding my bike to school some of these days so that I can get a little more exercise. And like I said earlier, I love being on my bike when I was a kid, simply because that was my way to go visit my friends, go to places I wanted to go to, get to the pool in the summer. I didn't have to rely on my parents in driving a car, not me driving, but them driving me every place. So bikes are cool. Have a great week, and we'll see you again soon.